Hello everyone and welcome to another video. In this video, we're going to talk about how easy it is to find a job in Australia. So one of the things that everyone would want to know about when they come here initially is how to find a work and how to get a means of earning money as soon as possible when they come here because the cost of living is really high in Australia compared to the developing countries. So the first thing you would definitely want to do is start looking for work as soon as you come here and settle down. And one of the options that usually people do is to find some casual work initially. So by that, what I mean was it could be like a waiter in a restaurant, or it could be like a part-time kitchen hand, or it could be like a delivery driver for a pizza restaurant and things like that. So to start with, what what skills would determine whether it's easy for you to get a job in Australia? So let's discuss about that. So one of the things that would determine the ease of finding employment in Australia would be your previous work experience. So what kind of work experience you have had previously, what kind of jobs you have done, what kind of skills you have from your previous work. The second one and it's very important, is your level of your English communication skills. So whether you are able to communicate with people in English, and at what level, that means your accent, your fluency, and your grammar and all these things. So whether when you speak a sentence, or when you're trying to convey your message, do the people in Australia understand you um, in a easy and quick way, right? So that is a very important skill. The other one would be your interpersonal skills. So for example, if you're going for a job in a restaurant, so one of the things that you might have to do is to welcome the customers to the restaurant, and then answer their queries about the menu items, and when you're serving food to them, or they might have other questions about the food and things like that. So you have to have very good interpersonal skills, and you should be able to communicate with customers in a decent way, right? In a professional way. So that's another skill that you definitely make a huge difference. And another one would be that how hardworking, or how dedicated you are to how committed you are to what you do. So because you might have all the above skills, but if you're least interested in the work that you're doing, that will show up eventually in the quality of work, or in your attitude in some towards the job in some way, right? So that's also one of the important things, definitely. uh, and as I have mentioned before in one of my previous videos, Australia does have one of the highest hourly rates in the world for minimum wages. So basically, if even if you are waiting tables at a restaurant, or you're managing the cash register at a supermarket and things like that, you can expect to be paid around $19 an hour in Sydney. So that'll give you a rough idea, which is a pretty decent pay. But keep in mind that the cost of living in Sydney is also really, really high. So, for example, if you go with a shared house, you're looking at between $250 to $350 a week. So, for other things, you are probably looking at $150 to $200 a week, which includes your food and transportation if you use the public transport. So I would say you would need a minimum. You need to make around, yeah, your expenses would be close to $400 to $500 a week to live comfortably in a place like Sydney. Again, so that information was about Sydney, but the cost of living could be much lesser if you choose to live in a different city in Australia. So Sydney is the costliest city in Australia, definitely. But out of all the capital cities, yeah, Sydney would be the costliest. But other places can be costly as well. The biggest cost, obviously, when you are living in Australia, would be your rent. That's true for most people who live here because rents are really high. The food and other things are comparatively not as costly as the rent. So that's what I wanted to talk about in this video. And thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya. Bye bye.